Chelsea is in deep shit and trouble after the UK government has put sanctions onto their former owner who goes by the names of Roman Abramovich in there for you. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? This is the channel that brings you the latest news and information from all over the world in there. And you know, recently really brought here a story that Abramovich wanted to hand over the club to the trustees of Chelsea, and they really said no in there. Then later he put up a statement that he has put up Chelsea for sale in there, and no one could buy it because he wanted $3 billion and no £3 billion, and no one could really get him that money because he also owed Chelsea owed him £1 billion in there for you. So there was no way someone would come in and really give you £4 billion in there within a nick of time, something that has really affected Abramovich. And as he really looked for people to go on and take over his team, the UK government has come out and put sanctions to this billionaire in there who comes in from Russia, that is Roman Abramovich in there for you, and he is now in total shit. And this shit has not only extended to his finances and all the assets into the UK that he has, they've also affected Chelsea in there, because this is what the government has come out and done. Government sanctions on Chelsea FC. Continue to play matches. They've allowed Chelsea to go on and play matches, receive broadcast money, you get, allow season ticket holders to attend games. That means only season holders will come in and support Chelsea. If at all you're really going to buy the ticket like today and you're going to watch the game tomorrow, those tickets aren't more in there. Even the shops of Chelsea have been closed in there, but let's wait and see what happens. Now, these are things that Chelsea cannot do. They cannot buy new players, they cannot agree new contracts, they cannot sell new tickets for games, they cannot sell club shop merchandise, sell the club, unless Abramovich allows the UK government to take control of the process and he receives no proceeds from the sale in there. So that's what really they've come out and said in there for you. Now, when you look at Chelsea, this is something bad for their reputation and for their future, because they are fighting for their lives in the Premier League in there. They are not competing on the trophy in there, and they are not even into the race of really coming out and really winning the Champions League, because I don't believe that they can come up and defend the Champions League in there. They have good quality players, but putting a transfer ban onto them really gives these players, gives them a go-ahead to go and negotiate with other teams. Like when you look at a player like Rudiger, his contract is running out, and that means Chelsea cannot give a new contract to any player. Azpilicueta, it's running out, and he's going, just no. The other player is which other player? He goes by the names of Christensen. I did a story in here. He's on the edge of agreeing a deal with Barcelona in there. Close to 5 players are going to leave Chelsea in the summer for free in there. So it shows you that these implications are really going to hurt so much Chelsea, and Abramovich has lost it unless otherwise Putin gets his forces and army from Ukraine. If it doesn't, these sanctions are going to be here for a very long time. And they've gone ahead to tell them that if at all you want to sell this club, you are selling it, the UK government takes over, and no proceedings from the selling will cross from an account of the UK government to Abramovich in there for you. So these are tough restrictions in there and sanctions in there that have come on and first Chelsea in there. When you look at them, they cannot buy new players. Can you imagine if at all you're going to lose like 5 players in there? Because I've seen a story saying that Chelsea are really going to lose 5 players. So if at all they're going to lose 5 players in there, that shows you how much trouble they are into. Because if you lose 5 players and you're not allowed to buy a single player, then you are in total shit, because losing Rudiger and Christensen, that means you are left with Malanga Sarr, Thiago Silva, and Chalobah. Those are the only 3 central defenders you are left with. You get, then when you lose Azpilicueta, that means you are only left with Reece James in there. So it shows you that Chelsea has been squeezed, and the juice is going to come out of it, and it's going to remain tasteless, because you can't compete in the Premier League, Champions League, and very many other competitions in there for you, and you don't really come out and don't have such players in there. The only way you're going to compete is you having these players. And secondly, look at the mindset of the players. What is really going in the mind of these players? Because there is a rumor that even they might strip points off Chelsea. That's it. They must strip points off Chelsea in there. So that shows you how bad this is going to affect. This is going to affect Chelsea in there for you. And I was still talking about the minds of these players, of the Chelsea players. They are going to be perturbed. They are going to be affected mentally. And let's wait their result onto the pitch, because today Chelsea is having a game against a side which goes by the names of Norwich. So I'm waiting to see how Chelsea is going to come out and really attend to such a fixture in there, because they have been stripped naked. They've been stripped naked because of what is happening in a country which goes by names of Ukraine after Putin attacked this country, and Abramovich was so much in talks to tell Putin, please, can we really see to it that this does not happen, because we are going to lose lots of things in there for you. Now, when you look at Chelsea, he has lost close to £4 billion. £4 billion, that is close to $6 billion in there. That is a lot of money. If at all you know how much $1 billion costs, my dear, you'll know that Abramovich has really lost a lot of money in there for you. So the reason as to why the UK government is doing this, they want to weaken all the sources of finance of a man who goes by names of Putin, because they believe that Abramovich is one of the biggest funders to the government of Putin in there, and they feel like if at all they squeeze and really ban and gate all these and confiscate all the riches of the rich people that really finance Putin, then the reverse will be okay. They feel like Putin will pull out of this war because he won't be having any other sources of money. But Putin has come out and bragged that I have close to $500 billion in there left into my bank, and I can really be here without your money. But this is not going to end today. I really feel like it's going to extend for a very long time, because Abramovich felt like the best way to go out of it is selling the club, and he never wanted to sell that club to make a loss. As in the due course of looking for a buyer, guess what? They've sanctioned Roman Abramovich and freezed all his assets in the United Kingdom, and that has really applied to a team which goes by names of Chelsea, and strict conditions have been really put on Chelsea. They've banned them from really going ahead to bring in strikers in there or any other player, and this really shows you how you can reign a team like Chelsea. It shows you that everything can come to an end, because no one has ever thought of this in there. Amidst Roman Abramovich being denied the UK visa for the last 2-3 years, and has spent close to 2-3 years without stepping into United Kingdom, we never thought that this could happen. But all of a sudden, they have really gone to this level of putting this, and it shows you that anything can come to an end. However strong, however big it is, it can come to an end. Abramovich was one of those people that really put a big revolution into the football game in England when he came in 2003 and gave Ranieri the money, and they bought in very many players. They bought in Jose Mourinho, brought in very many players in there, and he was all over the place, and Chelsea really got to win its first Premier League title in there in 2004. In there, that is Chelsea in there for the likes of Lampard, Joico, Arjen Robben. You get those players in there for you. So Chelsea was made a big team by Abramovich, and I really believe that it's sad for all the supporters of Chelsea. We don't know what is going to happen to Chelsea, because if you look at teams like Aston Villa, Newcastle, getting in new huge buys and rich men in there who are in the levels of Abramovich, they feel like they can even inject close to $3 billion into their club. It shows you that Chelsea might be displaced in the long run, because they are not going to be allowed to buy new players unless otherwise they allow to sell that club, and after selling it, it goes out to another person who is not Russian, and then the proceedings won't go to Abramovich in there. So it looks like Abramovich has already made a very big loss in there of his money, and Chelsea is in deep shit and trouble because they are not allowed to buy in new players in there. I don't know what you guys think about this, the UK government sanctioning Abramovich. Go into the comment section and tell me what you think about this story in here onto the Rokani Media Football. Smash the like button, comment and share, and if at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in on a daily. Someone will ask me, how do I subscribe? Go into the lower right bottom corner, click the subscription button. After clicking it, click the notification bell, and then click all. Then you won't miss out on any action that comes out from Rokani Media Football. I sign out for now. See you later, my mates.